babies, it's that time again. Oh yeah. How y'all doing? I hope you're okay. Send me a message and let me know how you're doing. You'll give me inspiration on what to say. Because the body is fitly joined, honeys. Oh yeah. Thanks to our loving Lord. So a little bit of sadness. The Warriors went down 3-1 with Curry being unable to play. And then also sad to see Jason Tatum get seriously injured, and his team is down 3-1. So, in the context of the world sadness, it's not that big of a deal. We always have to keep in mind the horrors that are going on in the world, because we are their answer. We are their healing. We are their light. We are their restoration. We are their joy. We represent God in the world, baby. You know how people always say, well, if God would only show himself, then I'd believe. Okay. That's our job. We don't just sit around and wait for some miracle. The miracle has already happened in Calvary and Jesus being raised to new life. So we are the answer to the world's problems. Oh yeah, baby, you and me. And God likes it that way. You know, it's like that's part of his paradoxical nature. Where do you think humor comes from? Come on now. People think it's nothing. But like Paul wrote, was it in Galatians that he said the cross is foolishness to the world? That's by design, people. That's by design. Now, why would God do that? Why would God make the most holy event to appear foolish? Because he wants us to recognize what faith is. Faith isn't putting together pieces of logic like a science experiment. No, faith is believing in what isn't seen. And why is that so important? Because that's where love is proven. Think about your relationship with your significant other. Make the biggest impact on their heart when you act out of selfless love, when all the circumstances point in a different direction, either casting blame or complaining or being vengeful, whatever it might be. When you love that person, when all logic would say you should be berating them, that's the evidence that will establish the relationship forever. Because that person knows they can count on you to be loving spite of their behavior or the circumstances. And so it's the same with God. We show him that we love him by living lives of sacrifice, because we acknowledge what he's done for us, and even though we might not see it, we give him the joy and the evidence that we're allowing him to change our hearts and make us like he is, offering unconditional love to him no matter what the circumstances are. And that's how he has evidence that his love has been firmly planted, rooted, and is being birthed in us. That's where the relationship starts. In fact, I was thinking about that yesterday. I was going to say to you that it skipped my mind. Something about well, it'll come back to me. But we don't need to wait for some event. We don't need to wait for something we want that arrives in the mail, so to speak. Because we've been given everything there is to have. So the presence of God in us and the relationship we have that is intimate and vibrant and immediate and tangible, that's not only is it enough, but it's everything there is, right? Again, I go back to the relationship between two lovers, two people who are committed to each other. There's nothing better than just the love that's shared. You know, it's not like, oh, I love you because we have this house. Oh, I love you because you know how to use cilantro. I love you because you know how to please me. No. I love you for who you are. And I love the love that we share. That's what's important. That's what we rejoice in. It's no different with God, baby. You know, we make God out to be elusive and difficult to engage and hard to understand. We do that. God doesn't do that. God gives us every tool, every means, every ability to access his depth and love and presence and character. So, if that's the case, then why do we bother saying or feeling like something is missing? You get depressed and anxious and worrying when everything's already been given to us, sweethearts. So take that, contemplate on it, let it get deep into your being, and let me know how that's working for you, because I'd love to hear how God is blessing you.